Welcome to the next episode of Decants with D. I am your host this afternoon. I am Dietmar Ostermann, and I'm the regular guy from Long Island. Today, we want to discuss one of the most famous vineyards in Spain, Vega Sicilia. You saw my previous videos on Spanish wine. I did one on Rioja and I did one on Ribera del Duero. Both of them are indicated down in the notes. But the most prestigious vineyard coming out of the Ribera del Duero region is Vega Sicilia. Vega Sicilia has been producing wine for over 170 years. The name first popped up in the 1500s, 1600s. And today they have 5 wine companies. The most famous of them all is the regular Bodegas Vega Sicilia. But the Vega Sicilia wines are incredibly expensive. The second is Alion, the third is Pintia, and that is not just a Ribera del Duero, it's actually a Toro del Duero. So the wine region that's a little bit more west of Ribera del Duero. And then there's a joint venture that Vega Sicilia created with Philip Baron de Rothschild. And so that is running under the name Macan, and also the abbreviation of BR for Baron Rothschild and VS, BRVS, Baron Rothschild Vega Sicilia. And then the last and fifth wine company is a joint venture in Hungary, and it's the Oremus vineyard. But I want to come back to the main Spanish Ribera del Duero and Toro del Duero wines from Vega Sicilia. And I have here for us to taste today the Aalion. The Aalion is a typical Ribera del Duero, and we are tasting here the 2013. And I have also for us in store the Pintia, and the Pintia is a Toro del Duero, which is really a clone of the Ribera del Duero, all Tempranillo grapes, and the Toro region, as I said, is just a stretch down to the west of the Ribera del Duero region on the same Duero River. Let's start off with the Aalion. These are fine wines. I will have to decant them. The Aalion is rated, the 2013, 4.5 on Vivino. It's rated 91 points by Wine Spectator, and it costs on average $129. So starting with the Alion, but before I do this, I have here with me at this show, as in every show, my longtime partner and friend, the Cock Owl. All right, let's decant the Alion. What do we see? It is a dark ruby red wine. Significant lines in the glass indicating strong sugar content as well as high alcohol. And indeed, the Aalion is 14.5% alcohol. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Deep, dark berry aromas. A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of oak in the nose, some spice. But there's also a hint of floral notes in the nose. Let's give it a whirl. (2013) is in perfect condition to drink right now. There's some good tannins, in the wine, medium to high tannins. On the palate, dominating is the strawberry fruit. Potentially a little bit of blackberry and plum. It has a little bit of a espresso taste on the tongue. Overall, a complex wine. I give it a 4.1. Wine number 2, Pintia. It's also a wine that's rated 4.5 by the Vivino users on average. It is a Wine Spectator 90-point wine, $80. It's feeding time again, ladies and gentlemen. The cork owl is waiting. Cork owl. Okay, I'm decanting the Pintia 2014. Okay. A dark ruby red wine. The color is almost identical to the Aalion. Strong lines in the glass as well. And yes, 14.5% alcohol. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Significantly more pronounced fruit flavors. Dark berry flavor, plum flavor. A little bit of oak. Smoky oak. Vanilla here in as well. Much more of an earthy tone than the Alion. Differentiated aromas. Let's give it a whirl. Very balanced. The tannins is not as strong in the Pintia. It's totally ready to drink right now, the 2014. Has a little bit of a dusty, velvety feel on the tongue. Low acidity, balanced. The acidity, the high alcohol, the full body of the wine, together with the tannins, is in total balance. The fruit is overlaying it. I like it quite a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I like it better. 4.3 for me on the Pintia. And for $80, ladies and gentlemen, this is a buy recommendation. Pintia 2014, in my book, beats the Alion 2013. And I also want to mention, if you do want to spend the money, get one of those Vega Sicilias. My recommendation, I looked on Vivino, available right now is the 2010. 2010 was an outstanding vintage in Ribera del Duero. The Unico of the Bodega Vega Sicilia is rated 4.8 on Vivino, 90 picks point on Wine Spectator. And right now you can buy it on Vivino, but it's $480. So that's clearly a bottle that you can buy and lay away for special occasions. For everyday drinking, I'm gonna go with the Pintia for $80. 2014 is a great year. Good buy recommendation. I see you next Sunday.